Many of us are frustrated with the nearly 80 million Americans who are still not vaccinated, even though the vaccine is safe, effective, and free. This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. This is not about freedom or personal choice. My message to unvaccinated Americans is this: what more is there to wait for? What more do you need to see? We've made vaccinations free, safe, and convenient. We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin.
Okay, so the coronavirus vaccine propaganda is back in full swing. It's that time of year for y'all to roll up your sleeves and get injected with an untested, unproven vaccine because Big Pharma needs to make some money. The only entity that's worse than Big Pharma is the military industrial complex. These two entities have an enormous control over the federal government, enormous influence over these politicians because all they have to do is throw them a little bit of money and not even much, because we found out through James O'Keefe that you only need a couple $1,000s to influence senators and judges to do your bidding. So here they are doing the bidding of Big Pharma, trying to compel people, manipulate people, pushing propaganda to get people to get injected. We're going to read a little bit about what's going on here because Joe Biden, he's still on vacation out there. Still out there at Lake Tahoe. He was out there on vacation when Hawaii, Maui was on fire. And he went out there, got rejected, got booed, and he went right back on vacation. So he's talking about vaccines from Lake Tahoe. Must be nice. Remember, the left was complaining every time Trump went golfing. They were trying to calculate, man, it costs $1,000 a minute just for Secret Service and Air Force One to go around. This is too much money. But Joe Biden's spending nearly half of his presidency on vacation. They ain't got nothing to say. Anyways, let's get to this. President Joe Biden said Friday that he's planning to request more money from Congress to develop new coronavirus vaccine. More taxpayer money, more money printing, more inflation, so Big Pharma can get paid, so they can get a kickback. As scientists track new waves and hospitalizations rise, though not like before. And a new experimental vaccine is not going to do anything. Officials are already expecting updated COVID vaccines that contain one version of the Omicron strain called blah, blah, blah. Hey, I stopped keeping track of this. Remember, we had Delta and Alpha, whatever those other strains were. At some point, I really didn't give a damn from the beginning, but most Americans stopped paying attention to it because at first you can list all of them, but who cares? It's an important change from today's combination shots, which mixed the original coronavirus strain with last year's most common Omicron variants, but there will always be a need for updated vaccines as the virus continues to mutate. Yeah, there's going to be a need for updated vaccines. That means there's going to be a need for guinea pigs. So every year they're going to concoct some crap because remember, mRNA vaccines have never ever been manufactured and used on humans outside of testing before until Big Pharma and these politicians push it on millions, compel millions to take their experimental drug. And they're using this to see what they're going to do in the future. They're saying, look, we've had tens of millions of guinea pigs, probably hundreds of millions when you look worldwide, had all these guinea pigs. Now we can see what other type of concoctions we can make so we can make some more money in the future. People should be able to start rolling up their sleeves next month for what officials hope is an annual fall COVID shot. This year, this whole COVID crap, this sentence here is the reason why I wear tinfoil hat. This is the reason why I'm in the tinfoil hat revolution. Because when we said they're going to try to make this permanent, they're going to try to force us to take an experimental drug and then they're going to recycle it every year. Say, hey, look, you need a new one. When we first said that, they said we're conspiracy theorists. They said we're a bunch of tinfoil hat lunatics making up stuff. But here they are admitting that they were lying. All this COVID crap, wearing your mask, social distancing, 6 feet apart, which they later admitted that was a number that they pulled out of their asses. Completely made up. And when we called them out on that, they said we were tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists. So I embraced the tinfoil hat because we say something a year later Turns out we were right the whole time, and they were a bunch of lying sacks of shit. So now they're trying to compel Americans, trying to manipulate people into getting an experimental drug every year so Big Pharma can line their pockets. In fact, let's look at this real quick. Big Pharma raked in $90 billion in profits with COVID-19 vaccines. And let's go down here. Pfizer alone generated $35 billion in net profits on its COVID-related products in 2021 and 2022. No wonder why they tried to force everybody to get this. No wonder why they started pushing it on children and pregnant women. No wonder why the state of California tried to make it a requirement for a kid to go to school. Because they manipulated enough people. They said, damn, we squeezed all the money we can out for getting adults to get it. So you know what? Let's push it down to 17, the ages 11 to 17. Damn, we got all them too? Well, we need some more money. We need billions or more because we're a bunch of greedy, evil sacks of shit. So we need even more money. Let's push it down to 5 through 10 years old. Can we give babies the vaccine? Is that okay? How much money can we make off doing that? Because all these people cared about is making money. Remember, they started selling, you can go to the gas station and buy a COVID test. Tell me another virus. We got measles, we got Ebola, we got the flu, strep throat, common cold. Can you go to the gas station and pick up a test for those viruses? But all of a sudden, the most deadly disease in history, according to these bastards, you just go pick up a test right there at the gas station. As long as you pay, as long as you spend some of that money, because that's what this whole thing's about. But let's continue. Pfizer, Moderna, and smaller manufacturer Novavax all line up their pockets. All are brewing doses of the XBB update, but the FDA will have to sign off on each, and the CDC must then issue recommendations. Well, they're all in cahoots together. So they're saying, well, we're brewing these up, but we got to go to the FDA, the CDC. Well, no, you guys are all lining your pockets. You guys are giving kickbacks to Congress, to the president, to officials at the CDC, the FDA. So whatever concoction you push out there, the FDA and the CDC are automatically going to greenlight it because y'all all getting paid. We don't care if people are dying from side effects. We don't care if teenage boys, young men are having heart problems. People are just dropping dead. Normally healthy young men are all of a sudden having issues. We don't care about that as long as we can get paid. In fact, so many young men were getting heart issues from this that the state of Florida actually recommends against it. They saying if you're a male, 40 years or younger, don't get the vaccine because you're better off getting this China virus, which in most cases you don't even know that you have it because it's asymptomatic, or it's like a common cold. In almost every case, that's how it is. So you're better off having this China virus, which was very, very likely created in a lab in China with the Americans' help. You're better off having this than to have heart problems, than to have your heart enlarging, cardiac arrest, some type of issue like that. So don't get the vaccine. And many notable doctors, they know about this. The CDC knows about this. The FDA knows about this, but they're getting so much money that it doesn't matter because these people are more than willing to let people who they view as a bunch of peasants to die as long as they can enrich them. I signed up this morning on a proposal we have to present to Congress, a request for additional funding for a new vaccine that is necessary, that works. Why you have to add that part? He keeps saying, oh, this vaccine works, this vaccine works. Have you ever seen a politician try so hard to sell and persuade people that a vaccine works? Said, please take this vaccine. It works. I promise you it works. It works so well that I'm getting rich off it. He added that it's tentatively recommended that everybody get it once the shots are ready. So with all the knowledge that these young men are having these heart issues, that it's been extremely ineffective, these boosters don't do anything. With all this knowledge that the side effects are worse than the damn disease itself, he's still pushing it. I want everybody to get it. I want the newborns all the way to the people 100 years old. I want everybody to get it because that's how we max out our dollars. I want you to get it now. Then we're going to come back in January with a booster for it. Then next year, we're going to push a new one because we're going to make it up. We're going to say, hey, there's a new strain now. Now we have the XBB strain. Now, then we're going to have the YBB strain. They're going to just make up some crap so they can keep pushing out concoctions. So insurances pay for it so you can be scared to death and go to the gas station and pick up a box of crap to do a home test so they can line their pockets. That's all this is about. I'm going to continue to be a conspiracy theorist. They can call me what they want, but they were bullshitting the whole time so they can get paid. Remember we talked about those breakthrough cases? Y'all pushed out this vaccine. Biden himself said, if you get vaccinated, you won't get the disease. That's exactly what he said. We called him out on that. We started having these breakthrough cases. People who got the vaccine and got sick anyway, they were shocked because they were sheep and actually believed it. So when we started calling that out and pushing out there, hey, these vaccinated people got the disease. They said, no, you're lying. You're a conspiracy theorist. Take off the tinfoil hat. We were right the whole time. So let me know what you guys are going to do. Are you going to get another experimental drug? If you already got it, let me know if you got the first one. And if you plan on getting the next one, leave me your thoughts about this in the comments below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.